Welcome to Share Talk, the only podcast where investors come first.
Hello and welcome to Share Talk. Today I'm joined by Colin Bird, who's Executive Chairman at Galileo Resources. How are you today, Colin?
Not so bad, thank you. And you?
I'm doing fine. I saw that Galileo posted an RNS this morning, and one of the reactions on Twitter, at least, was that CB seems to be buying half of Africa. Are you guilty of that at the moment?
Well, it might look like that, Zach, and I guess Africa, where the copper is, some of it, not necessarily, but I'm ensuring that our shareholders and, of course, the company is well positioned in what I regard, and I think in my RNS as well, I talk about the United States Geological Mission being excited about as being the most attractive emerging region in the world. Worked hard and quite a few weeks to get this acquisition, so had to be done. Completes our portfolio, I think I say in the announcement, and a very, very nice asset that we've acquired.
And in terms of the value of the asset, are you happy with the price you paid and what you paid for?
Well, our business is about, there's several levels. The first level, of course, is concept. And then concept going to greenfields going to brownfields going to advanced feasibility study, feasibility study goes in mines, and about 6 or 7 years later, if you're lucky, you've got a mine. This has gone quite a way up the learning curve. It's got drill results already. There's a best part of 14 kilometers of strike to be tested. It's 15 kilometers away from an existing processing plant. It's on trend, and there are many other areas. There are other areas adjacent to it which have got similar prospectivity, and the indications are this could well be some of the shallowest copper to be found on the Kalahari Copper Belt. So if you put it all together and say, well, that's about $370,000, I think that's what it is in US dollars. To me, that's a super duper acquisition in what is a very odd copper acquisition market. So, am I happy with the valuation? I'm delighted, and it's been a lot of sweat and brushing the forehead, trying to get it over the line. But over the line, it is. I'm very, very pleased with it.
Well, clearly copper at the moment is one of the hot commodities around. What's your outlook regarding copper, and obviously, how do you think that will affect your latest purchase?
I think that I'm very much a copper bull. I think that's well known. The copper fundamentals are absolutely terrific. That by 2030, they're forecasting they'll need twice as much copper. The Chinese have, quite frankly, the warehouses are just about empty. Anybody producing copper at the moment is sitting in a good place. The traders are actually buying forward in anticipation of copper shortages. And I think I've said before in various audiences around the UK and the world, for that matter, that today's mine is big and beautiful, and big and beautiful has got its benefits. It's also got its cost, and that's something like 10 years and $3 billion to build a mine in Chile. And then you've got the social unrest. So to be in a very nice jurisdiction like Botswana, very mining friendly, the Switzerland of Africa, politically as stable as you can get, we welcome foreign investment. To have copper in that jurisdiction, some proven, 14 kilometers on strike already, and the ability to build up that strike. Yes, it fits in my copper aspirations, and boy, do I believe in the metal. In fact, I'm a bull on all of the base metals, but particularly copper. And of course, you will have noticed in the announcement that silver is in association, and I think Sandfire reported over 4 ounces in one of their drill holes. We're reporting about an half an ounce in these, and it does vary as you go along the system. So ring copper and silver is no mean metal to be in either. That's had a decent run of late, but obviously any credits from silver are completely overtaken by just the good grades of copper and the proximity and the underlying fundamentals.
So you said
So
that
copper it is, and well placed.
You said that you're not, you've done your buying for now. You've got a £6 million company, market cap company in Galileo. What's the outlook in terms of what happens next in terms of production, etc.?
Well, I think you've summed it up there. That, you can do what we've just done for the pure technical fundamentals, which I've just articulated. There's also strategy, Zach, and that's a bit of a kind of a middle piece in the jigsaw. It's in between Sandfire and Cupid Canyon. It's big enough to stand alone, and so therefore that completes my jigsaw. The other part of the jigsaw is we're west of A4, Sandfire. The other side of the jigsaw is that we're northeast as well of Sandfire. We've probably got 4 domes, and this is what leads to the big deposits within our portfolio. So what next? We're going to be busy boys, but the good news, Zach, and I've had, in my career, I've had so many disappointments with geophysics. They give you not bogus readings, but what you expect to be a big copper ore body or nickel ore body sometimes ended up to be banded ironstone or a water mass. But this time round, all of the companies operating within that region have found their ore bodies by a combination of geophysics and geochemistry. With X marks the spots where the geophysics and the geochemistry superimpose them, and you can bet your bottom dollar you've got copper. But interestingly, there you made me think a little bit. That what is important, Zach, is that the guys who found this in the first instance and drilled on geochemistry. It hasn't had the benefit of any geophysics. So not only will we be able to, we will be able to better place our drill targets based on a combination of geophysics and geochemistry, not just geochemistry. And of course, that will open up all the other areas to us. But there's an indication there that the sand is thinning, and I think we stand a good chance of getting a dome which is close to surface, and hopefully some of the shallowest mineralization found in the Kalahari deposit. So in a nutshell, let's answer your question in a nutshell. A lot to do now. Completed the portfolio strategically, technically, and upwards and onwards. Galileo's got to get on with it and bring its shareholders some exploration success, leading towards hopefully feasibility in a mine. That's the ambition.
Colin Bird, Executive Chairman at Galileo Resources, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Thanks, Zach.
Thank you for listening. Remember to visit our website for more news and other podcasts at www.share-talk.com.